Welcome back everyone to Nogard Grimm's journey through Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels. Now we will continue with the Crusaders, where they must deal with the world legacy. Dealing with, and I hope I win these duels, because they are looking difficult. Against the Mech Knights. Let us see the story. Gift of the Martyr. Ib was held captive. The stolen ritual one was sealed inside the core of Mecha Knight Blue Skies, once powered source. She has been forcibly captured, but up to this point, the Mech Knights hadn't laid a hand on her. Ib was deep in thought. The great darkness is using the crawlers to threaten humanity. If humanity's perception of the Mech Knights had been wrong all along. Meanwhile, Aram and the party arrived at the base of the Mech Knight after they made a long quest to rescue Ib. Ruins of a forgotten civilization laid before them, the husk of a decaying building, long buried. Critical movement barely broke the surface of the ancient earth. Among them, artifact forms laid untouched in pristine condition. They activated the World Legacy World Shield Stone. They're the active items. And the World Lance sharply out of the earth. Even the powers of the World Chalice was a fool's errand and challenged the Mech Knights. Following Lee's order, Aram and the group decided to sneak an attack on the World Shield. Before the party, a knight appeared, then another. Previously they thought they didn't stand a chance, but now it was different. They had to rescue him. Their determination made their fight with blood-curdling ferocity. Sensing danger, the Mech Knights transformed into a united form, the Mech Knight Spectral Supreme. I do not know which deck I am using, but I will see what I will use. I hope my skills with the Crusaders are good enough to stand ready. The shield and the lance. And I'm kinda worried. I'll save that for later. I will safely keep that there for a specific reason. Sorry, but that will not come to pass. What? How is that possible? Unfortunately, my chances of victory is less than 0. I'm should have realized that. I will apparently be losing. I have lost. I should never have let them have the spell card. I apologize. I am not one with the Crusaders, but I will strive to achieve it one more time. If not, I will call my allies to fight. This will definitely bring an advantage. I will keep these cards safe for now. I just had a thought. May not have the levels, but let's see. I think I just may have found the trick of my own. Yes, it seems that this might be the correct course of action. I could just make sure this does not... Yes, this will set things up for a most eventful match. Taste my wrath. Now, the battle is almost over. And the best part is they cannot attack. Game over. Incompetent mech knights. Changing to attack. Now I can place this, increasing the power, and their attack shall be forever. They barely have anything remaining, and they know it. They can't even summon. I wonder what would happen if I put 2 on 1. Let's see. And they have lost. They knew they could not win this time. Sorry for being not so good. Now, back to the story. Aram and his friends battled the Mech Knight Supreme, Spectrum Supreme, the accumulation of the Mech Knight's power, all within their might. As the tide of the battle turned, Girga Ningisha gathered his strength and put all of his might in one deceptive strike as of his spear. However, his attack was parried, leaving an open hole in the wall. Already fragile ruin could not withstand the impact and began to collapse. Before the dust settled, so as not to be noticed, Mech Knight Spectrum Supreme Ningirsu directed the subtle glance towards Lee. Noticing his glance, Lee nodded slightly and slipped from the battle. She would signal by her intention to infiltrate the base alone and rescue Ip. Lee flew vigorously before finally arriving at it. Ip breathed a sigh of relief when she saw Lee there unharmed, but her relief was short-lived when she learned of the others were battling the Mech Knights. Maybe it was they who were wrong to battle the Mech Knights. Truth be told, she had to stop battling the battle immediately. As Ib uttered those words, Lee stood before her, slowly turned around. Upon their first meeting, Lee had greeted Ib with a warm smile of a fairy, but her smile had transformed and blackened and hideous. Terrified, Ib sought to scream, but her conscience was consumed by deep darkness before she could utter a single word.
What a cliffhanger. Man, I love the stories. They make so much sense, especially if you played the decks. And here's the next scenario. The next part of the story.
Aram and the others continued to battle. All of a sudden, an explosion occurred in the vicinity. Immediate Aran felt as if the chalice awakened again. Felt. Although it was a great now intensified, everyone in the battle stopped fighting, transfixed at the moment. Just then a figure appeared. She stands on the mountains and the debris before them. It was the Vaj of Im, unmistakable from head to toe, but her face betrayed by something sinister. Her eyes glow mysterious, an evil aura emanates from her body. These signs suggest that the figure before them was not the Eb they knew. Her laughter was not like of that of Eb. She spoke to the confused people. I am Lee. This body is now mine. Sweet Ib is no longer. The feminine resound of her voice was now poisoned in the blooming stone. Glance on the other glanced at her with confusion and rage. Let her place. Nightmare corrupt is enter emitted a force field. Force field now absorbing the powers of the world chalice with M and the others. Now were threatened to take their lives. However, it would be the Mech Knight Supreme, Spectre Supreme, who they've been fighting to the death. Just that moment, who would rescue them? Throwing itself at them. The power of it was so great that the form became unjointed, separated into 7. The Mech Knights were severely damaged. Then Emily, with a familiar hand, extracted the cores of the Mech Knights, one by one. It was now clear they were in danger. In Impley, possessing both the power of Ip as well as the ritual wand. Seeking to prevent this, the Mech Knight Blues in the sky sought to transfer control of the wand to someone other than Ip. Showing considerable growth in battle, Avla was chosen as the wand's successor. Iblis created a shockwave, launching Aran to the edge of the cliff. Mech Knight's blue sky stretched out his hand and to help him. Wordless they gaze met. Aran sensed in his heart that the Mechs were trying to convert something. At that moment, Aran adored in new armor, not of the world chalice, and a sword in each hand, and stood at the edge of the cliff. Mech Knight Avram, successor of the ritual wand.
Well, ain't that cool? Unfortunately, we're gonna have to leave it there, guys. Let's face it. We unfortunately gonna have to cut this short. I've reached the end of the time. So, until next time, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, check out the subreddit, put up the stories if you want. I'll try my best to help out as much as I can. And literally, if you like it, share these out with people. In my opinion, these are good stories. And for those who like Yu-Gi-Oh, I think they might enjoy the stories behind this. And also seeing me fail a couple times is easy enough. So until then, you have a great day, everyone. And see you later. Bye.